What's up, everybody? My name's Chance. Today we're continuing our reign of terror on the best of one ranked format. Today we're diving into some rogues, but not your standard rogues. We're not trying to mill them with rune crap. We're trying to go full-blown beatdown rogues, which means we got the Brazens and we got the Zareth San. So we're playing fun rogues. We're not playing mill you, kill you, that kind of rogues. You can, of course, mill your opponent with rogues because that's sort of the element that is built into them. But for the large majority, you're just going for the good tempo and the good beatdowns, right? So a couple things that are different about our rogues than the other people's rogues. We're not running a whole lot of Merfolk Windrobbers because there's a lot of Gruul, there's a lot of mono green, a lot of mono red, all of which have trample and a lot of big trample damage that comes in at haste speed. Merfolk Windrobber sort of loses its value up against all of those decks. So 2 copies, perfectly fine. 2 copies of Bloodchiefs for some removal, 4 copies of Thieves Guild because it is a very, very big staple of the rogues format. 2 copies of Village Rites, which is one that a lot of people may not think about, but it makes so much sense when you're playing a rogues deck. A lot of the time, the people that counter your rogues deck counter you by exiling your rogues, right? With the Skyclave Apparition or with the Extinction events. However, if you have something like Village Rites, you can now sacrifice your rogues, which would have been exiled, and draw 2 cards at instant speed for only 1 mana. That's absolutely insane. Whereas previously, your only amount of card draw in a rogues deck was, well, Into the Story and Merfolk Windrobber. So this gives you a little bit more access to card draw while also keeping your rogues from getting exiled, and all for the low cost of 1 mana. Sign me up. 2 copies of Heartless, 4 copies of Drowning Loch for some removal / counter magic, 4 copies of Soaring as it's another staple in the deck, 2 copies of Brazen, 3/1 points of damage in the skies. It's really good when it can come down at flash speed. Also being able to bounce your opponent's stuff. In all honesty though, Brazen kind of feels bad in the meta. There's so many Yorian decks, there's so many haste creatures, there's so many enter the battlefield effects. It just sort of ends up helping the opponent more than it doesn't. So be cautious what you're choosing to bounce, and you know, don't be afraid to play down your 3/1 flyer without having bounced something first. Moving us down, we have 2 copies of Didn't Say Please, which is really a clutch card when you're talking about Into the Story, when you're talking about turning on that 8 or more cards in the graveyard for the rogues, right? Because you counter the spell, and that's 1 card in the graveyard, and then you mill the opponent 3, so that's 4 total cards you're putting into your opponent's graveyard for 3 mana and getting to counter one of them. It's really good value. At that point, you only need 3 more cards, and Into the Story is turned online. You're ready to cast it for 4 mana. Lurrus, I think you only need 2 copies. I don't think you want to be running Lurrus like crazy. We're not focused on ruin crabs and milling the opponent, so just 2 to help you bring back rogues at a pretty semi-okay regular pace should be perfectly fine. We do have 3 copies of Agadeems, which also helps bring back rogues, so you don't have to worry too much. Lullmage just helps you deal with those creature-heavy decks, right? Because you can just steal their creatures. Even the Yorian decks, you can steal a Yorian, which is nice. Hagra for some additional removal. Zareth San to steal stuff straight out from your opponent's graveyard. And of course, Into the Story to keep us well drawn on our cards. Now, we're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point for this deck tech breakdown, as I'm sure tons of people have already seen these rogue decks. And don't worry, after today, that's when we're going to be diving into the custom-built best of one crushers. That's the ones where I'm trying to go through and build some top-tier decks and testing it in best of one, but I'm only going to be focusing on ranked viable decks, right? So anyways, hope you've all enjoyed. If so, please be sure to leave a like down below, comment in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here and you want more content, as that's always a great way to get it. Just hit that little subscribe button and the bell icon that pops out afterwards, and you're set up, ready to go with the best Magic content you can possibly find right here on YouTube, right from the best source. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the breakdown. Without further ado, let's hop into some Magic. Billy? Oh, what's up, Billy? What happened to Mandy? Did y'all have some grim adventures? A lot of people won't get that joke. That's okay. I almost don't want to keep this hand, but in the same regard, we go second. We have the Temple, so I can get a lot of extra draw, scry action, that sort of stuff going on here. So, and the Didn't Say Please will help set us up nicely. This is additional land. I'm going to keep it. Now, our opponent may be playing mono white weenies. Oh, showing Azorius. Okay. Okay, doke. Fine by me. We'll just play our lands out nice and slow. Drowning the Loch obviously can't do anything for us. We don't want to Brazen their Omen, so pass it back to them. If this is another Yorian deck, I'm going to be a little surprised. Although I will say it's not a typical Yorian deck because they don't have the Yorian out to the side, so. I am curious though. Generally, you only see Omen in Yorian decks, right? Alright, well, I mean, we're pretty stacked as far as cards in our hand goes, right? We got the Brazen, we got the Didn't Say Please, the Drown in the Locks. We let that happen. There's no reason for us to counter an Omen of the Sea. This could be another Dance of the Man's deck. I don't know why the hell we've been seeing so many Dance of the Man's decks. If it is Dance, we definitely got to save one of these Drowns, though. The thing that's kind of throwing me off is if it's Dance of the Man's, you would definitely see Doom Foretold, right? Oh, no, just Azorius. Alright. Well. Yeah, well, here's the thing. You didn't say please about your Teferi. You gotta ask nicely if you're gonna play a card like that. Now they got some cards in their graveyard. Our Drowned in the Locks will start kicking into action. We found a 4th land there, so we don't have to play the Agadeems. And, you know, everything else can come out at instant speed, so it might as well. Might as well. Let's take a little look-see. They have a whole lot of enchantments over here. It feels very Yorian-ish, but they don't have a Yorian in the sideboard. So it's like, what's going on, Billy? You got a problem? You can talk to me. Back to my turn. You know, I think I want to keep building my mana, so we're going to play down that Agadeems as a land and kick it back to him. We got another Didn't Say Please. 2 Drown in the Locks. We are counter magic ready, Billy. I don't know why I like the name Billy so much. I would never name my kid Billy, but I love when there's somebody named Billy that I can talk to. Or about, rather. I'm not really talking to Billy. I'm talking at Billy. 0-4 wall. That looks like a good thing to Brazen bounce, maybe, potentially. Haven't really seen anything worthwhile so far, so. We're both just sort of, you know, playing our cards, going nice and slow. Easy does it. Now, granted, they are getting a ton more information than me. They did just kick themselves to that 7-card limit, so hallelujah. Thank you, Billy. Now we can use our Into the Stories, and I didn't even have to do anything other than cast one little Didn't Say Please. How many cards does this actually mill? 3? So then the other, that's all you, Billy. Well, 4 technically, right? If you count the spell that you're countering, and then the 3 that you're milling, this technically adds 4 cards to the graveyard, which means you only have to add 3 other cards outside of that to activate the Into the Story. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright, well, let's see. Do they have counter magic? Do they play that stuff? Bum bum bum. I would suspect so. They seem to be level-headed enough to know if you're playing Azorius, you gotta play some counter magic. So let's see, are we gonna see more blue mana here, and then it didn't say more white mana. And they let us draw. Okay. Okay. Far be it from me to tell you how to live your life, Billy. Far be it from me. I don't love it, but I'd rather do this than discard a card. We could discard the swamp. Nah. Nah, I think this is fine. 7 mana is a nice spot for us. I can't help but thinking that it's got to be a Dance of the Mans. So we go ahead and use Didn't Say Please here, because 2 mana countering that just doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense. We can do all this stuff as instant speed, and of course Lurrus doesn't have anything to pull from right now, so yeah, might as well just wait. We got complete control over this game. Tight grip, and that's the way I want to keep it. You let these silly spells go through, you definitely don't even dream of countering those, and of course you don't want to cast Into the Story until you know all the information about what your opponent's going to be spending mana on, so... It's really good. See if Thieves Guild can hit. Still have counter magic available. I don't think I push it. I think I just go back to my turn. I really thought about it, but I think we play it safe, keep the 2 mana for the counter magic. We might actually be able to mill this person if we're not able to take them out in the traditional sense. So I think we do go ahead and swing in with Thieves Guild here. Again, everything can come down to instant speed minus the Lurrus, but again, we're not trying to play the Lurrus, so swing in, do our stuff, and keep back our counter magic, right? Keep back our strong stuff. Let's see, that Fabled, probably gonna grab blue mana. Alright, 2 life we don't care about. 0-4 wall we don't care about. Yeah, it might actually be easier for us to mill them out rather than kill them. Shatter. Shatter's not a big deal. Might as well get the card draw here. Of course, we could always drown in the Loch as well. Is that worth drowning? When we know on the next turn we can just Lurrus. No, I think we let that happen, honestly. Ooh, I did that backwards. That's alright. We'll save this other Into the Story. Not a big deal. Just get down the Brazen. They still have 4 mana available. Alright, I think we do grab blue here. No. If I'm gonna play the Lurrus into the Thieves Guild, I gotta go like this. So Lurrus. Alright, we knew they had counter magic. It was, again, a matter of when, not if. So, got that down and out. How many cards they got left? 24. Still got counter magic available. They do have 8 mana, which is a little scary because that is double Shatter the Sky territory, and we've seen people draw plenty of double spells today, so... ECD, you counter that. It's going to take your Lurrus. It's not only going to take your Lurrus, it's going to exile your Lurrus. So they don't have enough mana for a board wipe after that anyways. We have 8, 11, 13 damage on board. Almost enough just for beatdown lethal. Interesting. Glass Casket. They're still going to manage to take Lurrus. Yeah. That's fine. We still got plenty of damage here. We do that just to up the damage a little bit. 13. I got 5 life left. Still got the counter magic here. I think we bolt this in. That way if we need to use this, we'll only have 1 mana left after that. Oh, that's fine. Might still be able to find what we're looking for. Alright, so they've got to have board wipe here in order to feel safe, right? And they're like, alright, I have board wipe. They don't have... It's not necessarily that great for them. And if they were going to board wipe, they would have done it before Skyclave, right? So I think that's GG. Also, why would you not take the Brazen? Take out the extra damage? I mean, I actually, no, yeah. Soaring does actually deal the most damage with its presence on the board. Alright, Billy. Mandy's not here to save you. The Grim Reaper isn't here to save you. Show me what you got. Alright, so we still have lethal. No biggie. No biggie. GG. Nice. Two-headed skull. I like that. We will keep this. We got 2 drowning locks. Maybe we can get there. I'm actually gonna play the temple first. Thieves Guild. I really like the Thieves Guild, so we'll keep that. We can go Thieves Guild into Merfolk Windrobber, and that will turn online essentially our drowning locks. So what I'm actually going to do here is play the tap land, and this way we can play the Thieves Guild at instant speed. Next turn we can play the Windrobber and still have up mana for Drowning the Loch. Our other alternative is to play Thieves Guild here, play blue mana, and play Windrobber. So that sort of exposes us a little bit if you're asking me personally. We'll keep that land. It'll be alright. Kick it back to the opponent. Playing up against a Yorian Abzan deck, so it's probably Yorian Food. Right? Could be Yorian Abzan Doom Foretold though as well. I guess we'll have to see. Interesting. So it's not Abzan, it's 4-color Yorian. They may counter Thieves Guild here. They don't, they let it land. That's good, so we can shuffle some. It is Doom Foretold. And the truth comes out. Alrighty, so get you down, and now Drown in the Loch can counter spells up to 5 mana, which is good. It's nice to have more cards in their graveyard than mana on their board, so to speak. So, unfortunate that we have to counter on our own turn, but we are going to counter that Omen of the Sun, as it was going to take out our Thieves Guild and blah 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 blah, right? Skyclave. Still bad for us, but not as bad as the Omen. Can use Drown in the Loch, take out Skyclave. This puts them down to 7, which means we can use the Into the Story. So I think we should wait. I don't think we should use Drown in the Loch just to take out a Skyclave. It's a little 2-2, and we're only getting a 1-1 back from taking it out. So yeah, it's not really efficient, so to speak. So we let this happen. Alright, let's see if we can't get the Into the Story off. If they counter something here, at least they won't have counter magic come our turn, right? Omen of the Sea. No counter. Just draw on some cards for themselves. They have Jace in their deck too? This is so spicy. I'm so very interested in what you have here, my friend. Okay, so Fabled's coming down, that's for sure. Lurrus, we don't have anything we can play in the graveyard, so there's no real reason for us to get that down quite yet. I do want a Bloodchiefs, but Bloodchief, it's just not worth it, right? All right, well, first and foremost, we're certainly swinging in. We don't absolutely have to play a card this turn. We could save all of our mana for counter magic, that kind of stuff. I like the idea of that. I don't want to Lullmage's a Skyclave. That just doesn't seem worth it, if you're asking me personally. So we haven't committed much to the board, where I've also, you know, milled them enough to have activated all of our cards, so to speak. I don't really mind taking the 2 points of damage here. We can rest assured knowing Yorian probably not going to throw down some hasters, right? I think I go all in with the Hagra to try to get that Skyclave down. Rather than waste our potential counter magic, we can just, you know, waste a potential land. So, dealt with that. We get the little 1/1 back, which isn't, you know, necessarily unsurmountable, but we'll also go ahead and grab some black mana here. And this way, in case future, you know, attempts to get down Agadeems, we'll have correct mana source. So back to my turn, another Fabled. Not opposed to it. You know, we're still getting in good damage here. We're milling them out. We're keeping up our counter magic, so that's good. I think we just stay nice, steady, easy. Don't rush. Our goal isn't necessarily to mill them either. I mean, we know it's a Yorian deck. We know they got a ton of cards at their disposal, so we just want to keep control of the game, and I think we'll be all right. They're checking out both my cards. Could be an Extinction Event, but it wouldn't really be great here, right? They either choose odd or even, and they're still only getting rid of a 1/1, so not necessarily in their favor. Skyclave to take out the Windrobber. Or do I counter Skyclave? If I let it happen, I'm probably going to be using a Bloodchief to remove it. In which case, I still get a 1/1 back. Actually, you know what? Just put it in the graveyard. We got a Lurrus, right? Makes good sense. Alright. Let's go ahead and use the Fabled. Probably should have used the Fabled before I drew a card there, so that way I wouldn't have a chance of hitting a land, but whatever. More land, no problem. Brazen. Well, we don't necessarily want to bounce that, that little guy over there. So if I do this, we'll still have 3. I think that's fine. We'll still go ahead and take out the Skyclave. Get in with the 1. The Uno. We can always play Brazen down as well, which is a good 3 damage. So, you know, maybe we just slip a Brazen in on their turn. Heart. They've seen enough of this little 1/1. They said it's going away today. I always feel good whenever you make someone pay 2 mana to remove a little 1/1 token. You know, we're jamming it. We're slamming and jamming it. It's a Yorian deck that we're facing off against, so most of their cards we're not going to want to bounce back to their hand because it's, well, a Yorian deck. Heartless Act, that's fine. That is A to the OK. Now, I can use Agadeem to get back Brazen and the Windrobber. I don't think that's necessarily great. So I could also get down Lurrus. I think it's primetime Lurrus, right? We get you down and we still have access to 2 counter magic spells, so works out well in our favor. They have 14 cards in graveyard, so that's still plenty for us to counter anything they could want to play. We got good damage on the board. ECD, that's a big, I don't think so. Nope. Another Agadeem's. Not really what we wanted to see, but we'll do ye old faithful swing in, smash. We will go ahead and sacrifice this because we want to replay it this turn, so draw us another card. Ooh. So we're definitely replaying this. Again, the goal isn't to mill them, so this is fine. We'll just play this at instant speed, and it'll be extra damage, you know? We have 4 on the board right now. We replay this, it'll be 4-7. So 2 turns, we'll have lethal. I want to counter this. I really do. Oh, goodness. It's just because they tapped all their mana, right? They've been stuck on 5 all game. So if I counter that, you know, they're left with 1 mana, and essentially that has to deal them for the next turn. So we'll see. It was our last little bit of counter magic, though. So swing all in here, puts them down to 7 or 3. Sorry, we're dealing 7. And yeah, sacrifice you. Come on, I need some counter. Alright, well, still puts you down. Still melts them a little bit more, you know. Alright, this is fine. We have lethal on board. I'm just really worried about a extinction event. Odd is like so prone to getting exiled right now, right? But if that happens, we'll sacrifice a Merfolk, and we can always use Agadeems to bring back the Merfolk plus our Brazen, so you have to then deal with that. You know, we've actually milled them a decent little bit here. 22 cards in the graveyard. Not too shabby. Of course, if they have a Dance of the Mans, that's going to be horrific for us, right? Yeah, we just keep milling me, you bastard. Let's see it. They're looking through their graveyard, so they got to have some kind of interaction. I'm assuming it's Dance of the Mans, but what is Dance? 6? Oh, they hit 5. Well, that's kind of got to feel bad, right? I mean, they still get a lot of effects, right? Oh, no. Oh, right, they have to choose that. So they're going to gain a lot of life here, but we're going to get the card draw here. They are going to exile the Lurrus, but we'll get to keep the Thieves Guild. So, you know, some things up and... Oh, you know, right. Doom foretold. Another Agadeem. You're crazy. You're actually crazy, game. So we should do this for 3. 1, 2, 3. You and this guy, right? They're at 7 life, so if we bring you back, we are dealing 4. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think we got to do this. Confirm. We can do this. Should we even be milling them at this point? Like, does it matter? So they're gonna play their Yorian, regain 4 more life. They're back to 11. We want to Lullmage as their Yorian. ECD is gonna take our Brazen. Elspeth's Nightmare is gonna destroy our Rune Crab. Maybe I should have just held off a turn, right? Knowing that they have the Yorian. Let's see. Oh, maybe they won't gain 4 life because they sacrifice an Omen, right? So they only gain 2 and they go back to 9. Oh, fuck, and here they take my Lullmages. Alright. We're getting worked. This Yorian deck. Now, is that Dance? I guess we should have let the Lurrus go, right? We had the Agadeems, so we should have let the Lurrus die to the Bloodchiefs, kept the counter magic for something like a Dance. So that's on me. So they should definitely take Lullmages here. Agadeems is not worth. Wow. Look at that. They got it. Alright, Yorian, just as we had foretold. Re-enter Omen. Elspeth's Nightmare and ECD. ECD takes Brazen. Elspeth's Nightmare takes out Crab. They might should have swung in there. Oh well. I digress. Ow. Alright, so we let this happen. Not that we have a choice, but I like to think. We are gonna go ahead and sacrifice the Windrobber here. I want some extra card draw. Land? Oh, well, that's not what you want. Into the Story. Again, not really what you want. So we only have 1 drops over here. We can Bloodchiefs the Yorian out of the sky, but we still have all the tokens to deal with. Six, 8. Okay, so we take 8 from... Alright. I don't love it, but it'll do. Now our Drowning Loch's back to regular cost. Alright. They take Agadeems. Which is fine, because essentially Agadeems would only be bringing back 1 card. Lurrus can only bring back 1 card. So now, next turn they'll be able to re-enter their Yorian with the Elspeth Conquers Death, but their Elspeth's Nightmare will be gone. So they'll only be re-entering the Omen, which will be more tokens, more life, which is unfortunate for us. Honestly, we've hit a whole lot of lands this game. Them not hitting lands was pretty good for them. Us hitting lands, not so much. Okay. But we do realize where the... Ooh, yeah. Alright, that's GG. I was like, what is taking them so long? They hit the other dance. So not countering that first dance, that's where we lost. We'll try keeping this hand because, of course, it looks normal, but looks can be deceiving. we have 3 lands. 4 lands. Hey! Is my flooding prophecy about to come true? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not. I might lose my mind, actually, a little teeny tiny bit if it does. So we'll play down the Thieves Guild. I'm kind of expecting them to have a Bone Crusher here, but we either play Thieves Guild here, take the Bone Crusher, shock. All right, I will wholeheartedly take that shock over a Bone Crusher, you know? Another Agadeem. So we are seeing plenty of lands this game. That's funny. That's I add in 2, and now we immediately see 5 in this game. Like no questions asked. So it's actually better here for us to play our creature so we can start swinging back at them, as we can always do this on our turn or come back to their turn, right? Oh. Oh, fuck me. Just the probability of Magic is what always humors me. It's the one situation where you're like, this won't happen. This can't happen. If it happens, impossible. And then you're like, oh, fuck, it happened. So you got to take out Torbrand here. I know it means that Annex will get to create the tokens. You can't risk your only removal spell on an Annex when you know they have a Torbrand. I would love to. You know, we ended up finding what we needed to there anyways, but still, I don't think. So I could bolt this in, get Zareth San down, and the Torbrand back into their graveyard. I mean, that sounds pretty good. It does put us to 15 life, which is my biggest concern, obviously. But oh, right, next. I was like, wait, I can't play it? I haven't gave him a chance to block yet. That makes sense. So bam. Show me your permanence. Of course I'm taking the Torbrand. That it doesn't do anything for me, but it's a nice thing to stick a flag in and say, ha ha ha, I have this. Now, of course, if they... Well, look at you, you dirty dog. Now, hold up a minute. If I let the Annex swing through, we can drown in the Loch. No, 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 no. We got to block. Alright, so this opponent has decided that they're going to go with the 2 Torbrands. You know, I'm a little surprised. I thought they might have gone with the 3 Embercleaves, but hey, 2 Torbrands, nothing to sneeze at there either, for sure, for sure. It's a valiant effort. I am going to take that Torbrand back. I hope you know. I'm sick and tired of all of you having these double bangers. Like, what is this? 2 Torbrand? Look at the top cards of their deck. It's all bangers. All bangerific. If you play another Torbrand, I was about to say, Grouch, we're gonna have a problem. A big one. Fervent. Teeny tiny little champion. So they shouldn't swing in here, right? Just keep it all back, yeah. Get down Soaring. Hagra. Either Hagra or Into the Story. So we could Hagra their Annex and we'll leave them with virtually nothing, right? Yeah, we're definitely Hagraing the Annex. I don't want them to hit an Ember Cleave and that's how they come back and beat me after all this shit talk I've done. You know what I mean? I'm also going to play this down tapped, and then we'll swing all in. Alright, so take out Fervent, take them down to 5. I don't think they have lethal no matter what they draw here. 2 mana for an Ember Cleave. Yeah, no. Alright, so that should be GG. Hallelujah! We did it, Rogues. Finally. Taking our rightful place as the victors. And there's nothing you can do about it. Alright. GG. Anyways, Mogs. We'll keep this. Oh, for a second I thought I hadn't been recording. That'd have been terrifying. So I'm actually going to play the Temple first. Into the Story. We already have one, and, well, we actually can't use it yet, so might as well hold off. Y'all know my opinion on the pathways. I think they're better played later rather than sooner. So if we can get 4 mana, we do have an opening to get this Zareth San down. That's a little unfortunate. What do I mean, Into the Story is a bit of a ways away. And if it's a Rakdos deck, then it may never happen. So let's go and get down double black in this way, Hagra and things of that nature turn online. So they do have 2 cards in their graveyard, which means we can counter things of 2 CMC. Not that we really want to. I might should have actually played down Hagra tap there, so on our next turn we could have the untapped mana. Bloodchief to remove the Windrobber. I mean, I can't justify using Drown in the Loch to counter a 1 mana removal spell. That's more like it. I feel much better. I immediately feel justified in my my reasoning there. Now we do still need 1 more mana to get down Zareth San, and they're obviously getting very close to getting down that Kroxa, which means we'll have to discard again, right? Actually, they'll have enough for Kroxa come next turn, so a little unfortunate for us, but is the Hagra worth the 2/2? No, because we can always use Bloodchiefs. Alright. That's actually pretty good. They're going to make us discard on this next turn, right? So they should play Kroxa here. Terror? Whoa, Nelly, it's a terror. Which means... What? They exiled the terror! Holy cow. I've never seen that level of of anti-Zareth play. So they're going for the removal on the Lurrus, actually. That's fine. I'd rather you do that than Croaks. Of course, they could always play another Croakster from hand, and that'd be unfortunate. Bone Crusher. That's something you never want to do. Don't ever send your Bone Crusher at a creature that can sacrifice itself. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I guess if you're really afraid of Zareth San, but it's not like I'm even near the mana point of that, so it's kind of pointless. Kind of sort of pointless. So do I use the Bloodchiefs? I don't think so. We can have Soaring come down. Bloodchiefs can always be used to remove a Kroxa easy peasy lemon squeezy later, so yeah, let's just not get our panties in a wad, basically, you know? Just because your opponent's got a few creatures staring you down the face doesn't mean you gotta flip shit, you know? Let them gain the line. Let them scry. Whatever. Take it easy. I need some more blue mana so I can use this Lullmage. Boy, if I could take their Kroxa, I would be happy. Alright, show me what you got, Moggs. What an awesome name, Moggs. Yeah, we're doing it. I thought about not doing it, but yeah, we're doing it. Alright, Soaring. Block. We've already seen 2 Bone Crusher Giants, so if I see a third, we've already seen all 4. What? Seen 3? 1 there. Oh, right, because that one was in exile. Wasn't counting properly. Well, they've seen all 4 Bone Crushers now in the top 20 cards. It's pretty impressive, actually. If I'm being completely honest, that is a feat to accomplish for sure. I don't love it, but yeah, kinda gotta. Will you play that Kroxa? Come on, I've been waiting all game. Agonizing. Lullmages or Zareth? Which will it be? You don't take the Brazen, you're not that dumb. There you go. There you go, Moggs. Alright. Well, a little unfortunate that they had, you know, four of these fucks. But that's alright. We still got the power. So that's actually really terrible. It's not really terrible. We can, of course, play the Brazen and whatnot. But, oh boy, this is a rough spot for us. Certainly a rough one. So they're just outright playing Kroxa here, making us discard 1. Well, unfortunately for us, I think I have to get down to Zareth San. I think we have to discard the Brazen. Kroxa lands, discard Zareth, bounce Kroxa. Nah. Do 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 dun 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 dun. Alrighty, so aside from shitty luck in the night, we had the 1 misplay in the last game, which did cost us that game. Oh, didn't say please, that's not good. Alright, so that's GG. What? 4 Bone Crushers, top 20 cards, and that's with us milling. That's some Vegas luck.